saying. I was trying to get that into the hands of that lovely young lady here on the front, but I didn't throw it very good. She was a better catcher than I was a pitcher. But I wanted to assure you that that Baby Ruth bar is not 50 years old. You can enjoy that with confidence. Unlike me, it's not past its sell-by date. After that song came out, they didn't know what to do with me. I wasn't really a hillbilly singer, and I wasn't a rock and roller either. And Elvis had just come on the scene, so all the record companies were trying to get people to sort of hop on the rockabilly bandwagon, you know. Next thing I knew, I was out on the road with folks like Buddy Holly and Gene Vincent, beep-bop-a-loo, remember that? Eddie Cochran, and the Everly Brothers. And back then, if you was from the South and played a guitar and said, y'all, you was a rockabilly. So for about 3 years, that's what I was doing, was playing the rockabilly shows. But my heart was in Nashville. I wanted to be at the Grand Ole Opry, and wanted to be with my heroes, you know, like little Jimmy Dickens, Ernest Tubb, Chet Atkins. So my wife and I moved to Nashville in late '59, and I joined the Grand Ole Opry, as I said, in early 1960, February the 6th. One of the first songs that we recorded in Music City when I moved down there was this one here, which I'll dedicate to all the limb dodgers, gear jammers, and knights of the interstate. That was like Bruce Hodges, right? A Midnight Cowboy. I pulled in the truck, stopped in Texas, a little place called Hamburger Dance. I heard that old jukebox playing a song about a truck driving man. The waitress that brought me up some coffee, I thanked her but called her back again. I said that old song sure does fit me, 'cause I'm a truck driving man. Yes, I am. You know that? Pour me another cup of coffee, for it is the best in the land. And I put a quarter in the jukebox and play that truck driving man. The waitress then brought me up some coffee. I already sang that verse. I was having a senior moment there. I hopped back aboard my old semi, and then like a flash I was gone. Hey, I got them old truck wheels rolling. Now I'm on my way to San Antonio. When I get my call up to glory, they'll take me away from this land. I'll head this old truck up to heaven, 'cause I'm a truck driving man. Yes, I am. Help me now. Pour me another cup of coffee. It is the best in the land. And I put a quarter in the jukebox and play that truck driving man. Yeah, I'll play that truck driving man. Truck driving man. That was funny. I was having that senior moment there because I was in a church recently in North Carolina, in my home state, and I was supposed to sing just before the pastor preached. And Pastor Jerry knows how important that is. You know, Mr. Bev Shea, he always sings an appropriate hymn just before Dr. Graham preaches. And it's supposed to be a song that will sort of set the mood for the sermon. And I got up to sing one of my favorite old hymns, and right in the middle of it, I forgot the words. And so I just had to stop. just stop short and sit down. So after the service, I went up to the pastor and apologized. I said, Pastor, I can't believe I forgot the words to that hymn. I've been singing it all my life. I said, I think I got early Alzheimer's. He just smiled and looked me right in the eye and said, no, it's right on time. That was a wake-up call. And I was in another church more recently, out in, I guess it was in Texas a while back, and it was a gospel sing. Everybody was singing their favorite gospel song. Boy, these things are screwed on here tight, aren't they? Can I get some help? Anybody got a strong grip here? I'm a 72-year-old weakling, I guess. Now there's a man with a grip. All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Every now and then I realize I'm not a teenager anymore when I try to open up these bottles here. Wonderful water. I've been looking forward to sipping that ever since I got here. It comes direct from the New River. That's good stuff, isn't it? Crystal clear waters of the New River. Second oldest river in the world. And just like the Nile, it flows north. Did you know that? Second oldest river in the world. It starts in Blowing Rock, North Carolina. It's just a little trickle. And it flows from here on north through Oak Hill, West Virginia. More about that later. But anyway, it was a gospel singing. Everybody was singing their favorite gospel song. And I was going to do What a Friend We Have in Jesus. And I got up to sing, and the pastor sent me a note up and said, sing Abilene. Well, it was embarrassing, because everybody else was singing hymns. How great thou art. Somebody sang Amazing Grace. And the pastors wanted me to sing Abilene after all that. So I saw him sitting out in one of the pews, and I said, Pastor, do you think it's appropriate for me to sing Abilene in church? And he hollered out at me, it's biblical. Did you know Abilene was biblical? I didn't either. I guess I didn't know my Bible very well. So he proceeds to give me a Sunday school lesson right there in church. He stood up in front of the pew and he said, tonight, when you're having your late night Bible study, or if you do that in the morning, check out Luke chapter 3, verse 1. Might want to do that tonight. Luke 3, verse 1, he said, refers to Lysanias, the tetrarch of Abilene. Really, back in the days when John the Baptist began his ministry. And then he went on to tell me that the capital of Abilene is Ebelah, and it's about 18 miles northwest of present-day Damascus, Syria. That's probably all the information y'all needed about Abilene. More information than you could use, right? 1963. Abilene, Abilene, prettiest town I've ever seen. Folks out there don't treat you mean. Abilene, my Abilene. Nice and low, must every night. Like so those trains pull out of sight. Don't I wish they were carrying me back to Abilene, my Abilene. You know that chorus? Abilene, Abilene, prettiest town I've ever seen. Folks out there, they don't treat you mean in Abilene, my Abilene. Well, that was 1963, and the summer of 2008, a young man from Fort Mill, South Carolina, called me up out in Nashville, where we live now. His name was Scott Thorne, and he said, I've got some new words to Abilene. And I said, well, how'd you do that? It's already been written.